Hello.
Hello. Hi, creationists. How are you? I'm coming live with Tereza Wolf, and I'm just double checking that we're actually on live. How cool is this? Okay. Tereza and I are going to share with you our story, how we met, how we worked together, what she's up to in the world now, and I'm going to try and connect to the internet in the UK, which is not been my friend lately. I just need to know if we're actually live.
Yeah, we are.
Woo!
Yay!
Can we actually be heard?
Yes, we can be heard.
This is good. This is really good. Okay. How long ago did we meet?
I think that was... Well, I started your Conscious Creation Business Accelerator in December.
Was it December?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So I think we met around, just introduced us around like October, November time.
Yeah.
Because then I remember like playing around with the idea.
You were a quick action taker.
Oh yeah.
You just were like...
I think our first call together was like the initial one was like 11 p.m. for me.
Probably.
And I remember just being there by the computer like, I'm so excited. Oh my God, I have a business coach. I'm so excited.
I still got the story that I wrote of you doing on your Instagram account saying, oh my God, I've just hired a coach.
Do you?
Like, yeah, it was so cool.
Sweet.
So Jess introduced us. So
Yeah.
Jess, well, Tereza's got us sitting on the floor because apparently the lighting's better, whereas I have obviously never been bothered about lighting before. So for those of you that don't know, Tereza is an intuitive witch. She lives in the UK in Bournemouth, and obviously at the time that we met, December, so I was in Australia then.
Yeah.
I had just moved. Hey Sarah, how are you? Sarah, meet Tereza.
Hello.
Tereza did my second round of the Conscious Creation Business Accelerator, and this is us meeting in person for the first time since I have come to the UK. And Tereza has come miles and miles to come and see me, which is so cool. I'm very grateful. Feels like it. Okay, so we met. We had our first call.
Yeah.
You used to stay up ridiculously late to come onto the calls.
It was 10:30 p.m. for me.
Yeah.
But sometimes it went on for like 2 good hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every time you would have us do meditation, I'd just be sat there like, don't fall asleep, don't fall asleep, don't fall asleep, don't fall asleep. And I was like, no, not meditation. I want to go to bed. But I loved it. Yeah, when we had our last session, I like cried.
I know. Yeah, it was sad. But we've kept in touch because you're in the community, and I love seeing how your business is going. So what was life like before you started the accelerator?
See, I don't even remember.
I know.
It feels like it was ages ago. It kind of felt like when I started it, it's like life slowed down, and the 12 weeks kind of felt like 12 months.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it went by really fast. I remember before, I was in a weird stage because I just kind of only just started my business, and then I like sold the first few readings, and then I think it was like the main intention when hiring it was like taking it from it being a hobby to it being a business. Yeah, I think that's the main thing that I got out of it. Where I have a business now. It's not.
You already have a business.
Yeah.
So when okay, so you hadn't even come out to your family. I remember having a massive conversation about this.
No, I wasn't. Like, my Facebook was still my personal Facebook. It wasn't like a business Facebook. So I remember, I think within the first 2 weeks or the week, you made me like change my cover photo, change my profile photo. You were like, it has to match. It has to be about your business, like your description. So, and I remember what I did for the first few weeks was like, I would not have things set to public. I would have like people that it was hidden from. Yeah. And then by the end, like the 12 weeks, I was just like, F that, like whatever. I literally don't care who sees it. Yeah. So I think that was like a really big step that we took together, where I wasn't ashamed of what I did, but I knew I had people following me that wouldn't agree with what I did. And then by the end, I was just, well, yeah, I think that was a massive transformation. Like, coming to terms with sharing all of you with everyone, just releasing
releases so many inhibitions and expectations that people have on you, which is just phenomenal. I was so proud of you for that. So proud of you for that. So what kind of impact and influence have you been having over people's lives since you fully embraced who you are and what you do?
It's crazy because even like I still don't think I realized like the influence that there is.
Yeah.
And like today when I met Allison's mom, she just came up to me and she was like, "I love what you do. You're such an inspiration. Like you're changing lives." And I was like, "Oh my god!" Like I think that still hasn't settled in. That there's actually like people that I influence thanks to you showing me how and
sharing your story
and sharing my story. Yeah,
like that is huge when it comes to onboarding people into what they can also be able to create, and I think that's really, really important. So what is next for you in your business?
Well, right now I'm starting a podcast, so that's the next thing, and then I'm moving soon, so just really getting clear on how my routine looks once I moved, and just really doing the things I have been doing. I want to keep expanding my community, and I want to just really put everything I have into this podcast and just keep doing readings and readings and readings and readings and just, yeah.
So what did the accelerator do for you and your business?
Where do I start? I think when I came to you, I had like a rough idea in my mind. I was like, I'm the intuitive witch, but I didn't really know how to take that further, like what to build on and things like that. I even have people come to me now and they're like, "I love the name of your program, like Revive and Rectify, or like the Coven Club, or like I love the name." I'm like, "Thank you," because Allison has helped me with all that. So it was like, I think it was like a real good balance between like the creative side that you helped me with and the business side, and then all combined together. Like I literally felt like you were my mom for those 12 weeks.
Yeah.
Like I didn't come to you with just business. Like I was just on a date. I like this boy. Help. What do I do? Type of a thing. So.
And this is because when you, hey Stella, how are you going? When you are in a conscious business and you are putting yourself out into the world, there is no way you can differentiate between what actually impacts you in your life and what impacts you in your business. And I think it's really, really important to talk about those things. And it took me a while to convince Tereza to share with me her dating, experiences.
Yeah.
On the basis that it was impacting her work. There were certain days when things would not go right or things would go really right. And then it would be like, how do I show up? Because I'm impacted by, these emotions that I'm feeling, but I've still got a job to do. And this is a massive shift between running a business, being a brand, and still having a life, being able to compensate for all of those situations. And that's a massive learning curve to be able to transition between all of these different roles and expectations we have on ourselves when things are exciting and when they're not. So, that was a massive thing to go through.
I remember one time I just voice noted you like freaking out about something. Like if you look at our conversations, it's just like 30 voice notes in a row from me. And I just felt like, oh my god, why am I even telling her all of this? But there was not once a moment when you'd be like, this is not what we're doing here. Like, I could literally be like, this boy hasn't texted me back. And you'd be like, snap out of it. We have lives to do. So that was really good to have that sort of accountability in like both my personal life and my business. I think what people forget sometimes is that your personal life is your business because of how closely it affects everything that happens in your community and with your clients, and like what you go through directly impacts so many people without us maybe sometimes even realizing. And I think that's what you've helped me see, is that even if I don't actively see them, there's people who are being impacted by how I show up, whether I show up, what mood I am in, and what's going on in my life. And I think when I did the Conscious Creation Business Accelerator, oh my god, it's a mouthful.
I know.
I always say it wrong.
Conscious Creation Business. My old bones on this floor, I tell you, this is not.
You're not that old. This is glamorous, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think I began being a lot more conscious of the type of energy I allowed into my life. Because especially in my personal life, before I did this course with you, and like before you were my coach, I didn't really have a boundary in terms of like who I let into my life and who I share things with, especially on a romantic level. But I feel like it's almost like my expectations went up a lot because you made me see the importance of my business. And I knew I couldn't let anybody close to me who would jeopardize that. I think that was really important in the beginning stages of me and my boyfriend's relationship, because you were like, yes, it's a boy, yes, he's cute, yes, it's like, it's fun, but what's the bigger picture? Like, what's your goal? What's your mission? Like, you can, when you're with him, you can have fun and you can feel all the feelings, but when you're back, you, like, this is your life. This is what you're building. And I think that was, like, really, really grounding, almost, because that's what I needed. Because, it was just, I think the personal help and guidance, I think, was as valuable as the business stuff. It wasn't. I think sometimes we think we're hiring a business coach and that's all it is. Yeah. But it felt
and
like
most
hiring,
of the time you are.
Yeah. But it felt like hiring a family member almost.
Yeah. I think of you like family. I think we were just talking about like the importance of, we were talking about so much. We were just literally lying on the bed, just chatting and chatting and chatting. And I think when you're starting a business, you've got no pathway, you've got nothing to follow, and you can get caught up in watching what everyone else is doing and comparing yourself to everyone else. And one of the biggest things that I remember I did on my journey was stopping following other people, and I've maintained that. So like I like pages, I create friendships, I have conversations with people and collaborate, but I don't ever absorb their content, because for people like us who are quite intuitive, empathic, oftentimes we can pick up these things and think, if I could only do that, then I would level out to where they're at, because I see what they're putting out on social media as being my version of success, or what other people see to be a version of success, which is one of the biggest things that we can do, is sit and actually absorb our own success criteria and understand exactly what success looks like for us, how it's going to feel to us, and that isn't dependent on someone else's game plan or strategy or funnel or program. Did you find that difficult when I turned around and said, I don't have a structured formula that's going to get you from here to here?
A little bit. I think I was a little bit naive at that point, in terms of I literally thought it was going to be like a mathematical equation where you give me things to do, I do it, and then it blows up overnight. Yeah. And I remember when one of the first things you said to me on our first call was like, right, you're going to unfollow all these people. Because I had a serious case of like comparing myself to everybody, and you were like, right, you could unfollow all of them. And I was like, how am I going to know what to do with my business? And you were like, you have me and you have your intuition. Like, for God's sake, you're psychic. Like, why are you even why are you asking this? So I think it was a lot about like going inward, because the guidance he gave me, it was never, not once was like, you have to do this. This is what we're doing. It was like, how do you feel about this? Does this resonate with you? This is what, like, at the end of the day, it was always up to me, but you were almost there, like, guiding me, holding my hand, like, showing me the right path. And I think that's what I really appreciated, because I don't think everybody is like that. Yeah.
I don't think, from my perspective, there's no way that your business would be similar to somebody else's business who I've worked with, because you both be very different. Yeah. And I really value that, and I loved working with you, and the things that you brought, the challenges, the obstacles that you were facing were similar to what all of us go through, but the way that you would vocalize them would be so different from everybody else. The emotions that you would feel, the depth of the emotion that you would feel, would be so different from somebody else's experience. And it was really cool to kind of acknowledge that, because when we were in the group, there were so many people that could resonate with, what you were experiencing at different times, under different circumstances. yet knowing that you weren't the only one that had ever been through this kind of thing was comforting in a way. Because even me, I'd share so many of my stories around this happened to me, that happened to me, this is how I felt about it, and this is kind of my experience of getting over it. And sometimes just knowing that alone supports you on your journey, as opposed to thinking you're isolated and the only one that's ever experienced this. Because we've all got this massive idea that social media can be the truth, and people post what they want to portray. They don't always post what is actually going on for them. So underneath, on the emotional level, they could be in utter turmoil of self-doubt, yet that won't necessarily be what you're perceiving. And even then, you know, the glamorous lifestyle that people are living on beaches and whatnot, you know, is that your lifestyle? We were just talking about this as well. Talking about all of these things. But literally, when you are working with somebody, or when you're choosing to work with somebody, you know, or when you're looking at someone else's success and relating your success to it, do you ever contemplate that person's values, ethics, and lifestyle? Because for me, like, I remember when I had a coach, the very first coach that I had, you know, I invested heavily and got a business loan. And it was a really good lesson for me on so many different levels. But the person that I invested in did not have the same, didn't have a real like value concept like I had, didn't have a lifestyle concept like I had. You know, I'm a mum, 2 kids, dog, cat, you know, husband, all of that comes first, and it has to. But if somebody doesn't have a similar lifestyle expectation or situation, they don't necessarily connect or understand, or you can, to them, because you're trying to achieve something that's completely unachievable with the situation that you're particularly in. And I don't think enough people actually take that into consideration. So although Tereza's situation is nothing like mine, you know, she's not with kids and with pets and all that kind of stuff.
Surprise.
You cannot do that to me.
I'm so sorry. I'm too old for
Can't be a grandma then.
My dad was.
Yeah. Jesus. It, you know, the expectations that I have of knowing the difference between those two lifestyles, because I've had them. I didn't have a business at Tereza's age or in her situation. I was nowhere near that advanced in my intuition and my expectations until I'd had kids. But I can see the difference, and I can see the different, you know, capabilities, and I know how to create that sustainable business for you.
See, I always felt like we had similar lifestyles, not in terms of like me having kids or, you know, having my own family, but in terms of like, I think there's a lot of influencers, coaches out there who, not the right word, coaches who, like, they travel a lot, and like that's the end goal, to like just moving from one place to another. And I think what I really loved about you is I'm such a homebody. Like, I just want to work from home, be in the place that I love the most in the world, which is where I live right now, and just experience life there and have that sort of like grounding base to come back to. And I think that's what I loved about you, is that, you know, you were very much about family values and giving back to your family and doing the business because of your family and for your family. So it wasn't like, I'm doing this because I want to travel, I'm doing this because I want to live this luxurious lifestyle. It was more like, I'm doing this because I want to enjoy the things I love with the people I love.
I love that.
And that's what it's for me. Like, it was never it was never about like being a digital nomad or things like that. Like, I think those things are absolutely incredible, but it's just not, it's not me. Like, I just want to like buy a house, like, and like have that sort of like home. Just, I think a lot of it was about actually having a home that I loved, and that's, you know, that's what you have. And that's what I loved, and almost like, it's like that's what I looked up to in terms of like, that's what I want to have in like 10 years time. Or 16. Sorry.
Tereza found out how old I was today.
She can be my mom. Sorry.
Apparently, I could be her mother. Just pretty mum that comes away. But yeah, I think like one of the biggest things that this like trip has taught me, because obviously I'm traveling with work at the moment, I'm traveling with the business, and I have been recently, you know, going on retreats and going to conferences and coming over for these awards and things like that, is that it really is about the people. You know, it really, and I knew that before, but knowing it and experiencing it are very different things. And so for me, leaving the kids and leaving David, I am really looking forward to going home, like to them, to be with them. And yeah, that's really, I'm really looking forward to that. I really am. I'm loving being away. You know, there's a lot of pros to it, but it's, yeah, I wouldn't want to do this often. It's definitely not, yeah, it's definitely not something that I thrive on, especially jet lag. Oh my God. Oh my God.
It's funny because sometimes you don't realize what you have until you go away.
Yeah, of
and
course.
Then coming back to it, it's like,
yeah. And then we'll fit into the old routines, the old patterns, the old ways and the old life, and that will be fine. But yeah, it has been really eye-opening, because you know, I think a lot of people, when they see, yeah, you're going over to the UK, you're going to an award ceremony, you know, you win an award, you know, you meet all these amazing other people that other people in our circle only ever see online, you know, who are highly successful, very acclaimed. And it's just like, I don't know, it's amazing and I love it. But it's not
sustainable.
It's not for me.
Yeah,
not for me. It's not how I want my business to ultimately be forever, you know, and I would never want that for David either. I actually want us to have a life together and have some time together. You know, I mean, I think in this last month alone, with having gone to the retreat in Byron Bay and then come over here, and when we go together we're together for a week in Singapore with the kids over half term, and then we all come back to Brisbane, and then he's away in Melbourne for a week. So we literally get that week together as a family in the course of a month. It's just, yeah, it's different. And at the same time, I thought, wow, that must be so amazing, that must be so cool, and I'd really love to experience it, because as a family, you know, David and I, obviously we met in the UK and we travelled to New Zealand together, and then we went to Australia together. So we love moving, we love travelling. It's kind of what we do, and what we've always done. You know, even as a couple before we moved, we used to always go away for weekends, always travel. So travelling is massive for us. But I think it's a really different thing doing it separately.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think just one last thing. The thing I found really surprising about working with you is that before we started working together, I was literally like closed up in my room, just on my computer up until like 4 a.m. every day, just like working. And then I remember you kind of being like, you kind of always work.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing for yourself? And I remember you kind of urging me to like go out more, like actually spend time with my friends, and actually being like separating my time into like different categories. And like you said once, something along the lines of like the amount of effort you put into your business, you need to put back into yourself. Like, what is it that you want to do? Who do you want to hang out with? And I know that in the like span of the 3 months that we worked together, I think it was like 4 because there was Christmas in between.
Yeah.
But in like the span of the 4 months, it just like my life has changed so much, not just about my business, but like my personal life. Like I was so much more present by the end, because I was always present in my business, but I wasn't always stressed about it in terms of, oh, I'm out with a friend, but I should be home making a Facebook Live or like writing a post. Like those are the things I did when I was present in my business, but then I was suddenly able to start developing deeper and meaningful friendships, and like I met my boyfriend around the same time. So it was just really funny how all of that has fallen into place, because you gave me like this sort of balance of, yes, your business is really, really important, but the people that you surround yourself with, they're the people that you're gonna be able to fall back on in order for them to be able to support you through what you're going through in your business. Like, that's so important. It's so important to have the people there, like you're saying, your husband and your kids.
Yeah.
Your business, I believe, wouldn't be half as meaningful to you, or wouldn't mean half as much without them in your life.
Okay.
Like, and that's, I think, one of the biggest lessons you've taught me, is that it's not like the business is important, our mission is important, but that's not what
it
makes
can't
the
be more
world go round.
important than the people that you love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that has to come first.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so important to surround yourself with people who understand what you do and support that.
Yeah.
Because if they don't, it's not going to be a good balance either.
Yeah.
So never, I would say, don't surround yourself with people who don't support the type of a thing you do. And even, I think sometimes people think that when I say this is what they think I'm saying is only surround yourself with people who are as spiritual as you are, or as, business evolved as you are. But I found it to be actually very wrong. I don't think you have to only have people around you who are on the same level of enlightenment or entrepreneurship as you are. I think just surrounding yourself with people who hold space for the things you love and respect it enough and respect you enough to know that that's your mission and they can be a part of it. Yeah. They don't have to do the same thing. They just have to.
I love that.
Yeah.
Definitely. So what was your biggest takeaway from the accelerator? Quick fire round.
You can make family halfway across the world.
Oh,
that was cheesy.
That was, but I bought it. Yeah. Okay. And what would you say to somebody that is on the fence about coming into the accelerator?
Just do it.
Do it.
No, honestly, there's nothing you can lose. Like, you're gonna gain so much from it, not just in your business, but in your personal life as well. Because Alison is literally, it's like having a best friend in your pocket. Like, I think the amount of, and I said this in my testimonial, I think the amount of love and care you pour into your clients, they're not your clients. Yeah. They're your family. And I think that's the main difference I've experienced with other coaches as well, is that, you treat people as family. It's not, oh, this is my client.
Yeah.
That's a sign.
Yeah, I know. I have no idea whether or not we're still actually live. This does it to me all the time. No, we're not.
So what it would say to people is that this broadcast was interrupted?
I don't know. Sometimes it doesn't. It just does this. But we're still live. Yeah, see? Anyway. Okay. So we're just going to check our phones. But, okay. So for those of you that are interested, I was going to say, hi, Tereza. Hi, Alison. Online. The Conscious Creation Business Accelerator is launching again. We start on the 22nd of July. So for anyone that is interested, there's going to be an extended payment plan. So you can pay over weekly or monthly or however it suits you. But we're going to be going live then. So anyone that's interested, I would love for you to jump on a call, have a chat with me, see what you think. I'm going to put some links in the comments a little bit later on. I'm going to go and give Tereza a big hug now. She's going to head back off to Bournemouth. And can you put a link in the comment about your business as well, so that people can check out what you do as well. And it's just been really special to meet you. It's been so cool. I know. There'll be more times. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, creationists, thank you so much for listening to us and our story.
Bye.
And we will see you again soon. See you guys. Bye.